I would say two halves. First half, we just didn't show up. We were losing first ball, losing second balls, getting easy goals, and then in the second half, we talked about just holding the face and change the shape a little bit, and it worked. And I felt like we came out really strong and scored two goals, and then it's on me that I lose the ball there in the fourth goal when we're trying to go forward, and I take full responsibility for that. So yeah.
Next, we'll go to Austin.
Dagger, you kind of talked about it. Obviously, a different performance in the second half. What do you feel that kind of just contributed to the start to the game?
Uh, you mean the change of the halves, or?
No, just in the first half overall, just kind of the slow start that you mentioned.
Yeah, I feel like we concede that goal and somehow that knocks us out, which is not acceptable. Like everybody make mistake. I make mistake there in the fourth goal. Nico makes mistake in the first, and it's up to us, the team, to help each other to bounce back. And I felt like we were just knocked out completely the whole first half, and me as well. I was completely out, and it's something that we really need to work out and find out why it happens, because it's not acceptable.
Next, we'll go over to Michael Citro.
Dagger, thanks for your time and congratulations on the goal. Just I want to get your perspective. You probably had a pretty good look at what happened to Mason on that play, and it obviously affected you guys at least for a little bit. It looked like. Just tell me what was your emotion on the field when you saw Mason go down and everything.
So I just heard the ball came in behind me, and then I see Mason run out and he kicks. I think he kicks the ball. I haven't seen it. I think he kicks the ball, and then the other guy comes and I just hear a loud like a basically just like a click, and he's screaming, and I didn't know what it was. And then I look at his leg, and his leg was dangling, and I just looked away and basically just wanted to go. So I went to the stands and just stood there with my eyes closed, and yeah, then everybody came, and of course he's in good hands now, but it was not beautiful, and feel really sorry for him, and he's gonna come back stronger though.
Next, we'll go ahead to Mike Ramajo.
Thanks, Lucas. Dagger, obviously not the result you guys were looking to get out tonight, but obviously with the 4 goals conceded, that's I mean the 2 goals you guys had last weekend against Chicago, that's 6 goals now in 2 games. I'm just wondering how can the team, obviously the team initially was struggling offensively, but you guys are managing to score now, but looks like now defensively this team is starting to struggle. What's kind of missing there in regards to in order for you guys to have a complete full 90 minutes and where you guys can have a good balance game?
It's a good question. For me, it's we're leaving a little bit of, or a lot of space in between the lines and in behind us, our four, and of course we're attacking on a lot of players with me going up, and I leave a lot of space behind me, so it's hard for Rodrigo. But it's about finding the balance, like we have done before, and we know how to do it. It's just I feel like the balance isn't quite there, and that's something that we need to look at, and like of course I feel like I get stuck a little bit half and half, and then everybody are like kind of stuck half and half, and that's what happened in the first half. We're like going half and half, 50% into the tackles, and then we're just going to concede a lot of goals, and that's exactly what happened. So it's good that we're starting scoring, but now we need to find the solution for it, not concede so many goals. That'll be nice.
And we have Chris Cuff in the room. Chris, you can go ahead.
Dagger, thank you for taking my question. A couple of things. I wanted to ask you, how did the difference in the shape of the pitch, the width, the narrower field affect you guys play tonight? And also, what does your confidence feel like? There's a lot of mistakes that you guys are making during the games. It's some of it seems like you're not sure of the passes that you and other players that you guys are making.
Yeah, it's of course we can't blame the pitch. Everybody play on the pitch, and New York plays here, and they play really good football. So of course it's a little bit different, but it's a football pitch, and we should be able to play there the same as them and the same as every other team that has beat them here. I don't know how many teams have beat them here. But to answer the other question about the mistakes, yeah, like you said, we do a lot of mistakes, which is not acceptable, of course. and we need to find. I think it's just a little bit of a confidence, but like I said before, like everybody make mistake. Like you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, but you need to learn from them, and that's something that we need to do. But we need to, for me as a team, we need to find when someone makes mistakes, we need to build them up. I feel like we're too much tearing each other down sometimes when we make mistake instead of just like, okay, I make mistake, let's go. Like we score, they score one, we can score two.
Thank you.
No problem.
We will go ahead and wrap up with one more from Austin.
Dagger, just how do you kind of go on from here? You had the good performance against Chicago, and now you have a bit of a setback. What kind of, is the mentality heading back home now for a couple of days and then heading right back on the road?
Yeah, it's just now we just need to win. We're gonna win, like the mentality, just we need to win every game because we want to go. Of course, everybody knows the goal is to go into the playoffs, and we're not there yet. So we need to win these games that are coming, and we need to find a solution to how we're gonna win them. So that's the only goal, and that's the only thing we're gonna try to do: win the next games.
Thank you, Dagger, and safe travels back to Orlando.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, and finally, we are joined by head coach Oscar Pereira. Oscar, thank you for the time as always. If you can just start us off with your initial thoughts following the match.
All right. A game with two different halves. We come from the night to the date, and it was unacceptable the way we played in the first half. And this is me taking that responsibility first on the way we came up and those especially first 30 minutes. Second half much better. I thought it was the team that we want to see. The reaction, it was very good from our players. We could tie the game, and then at the end, in that last play, they scored the 4th goal. But I stay with that reaction from the players. That's more ourselves, and just try to continue with that energy, because as I say, the first half it was unacceptable.
We will go ahead next to Austin.
Oscar, just obviously the moment Mason goes down and has to come off it's a very mentally challenging moment. How do you rally a team after seeing their player and their teammate go down like that in such a way, and to be able to come back in the second half and play the way you wanted them to play?
Right. Now it was a very strong moment and hard for us just to see the injury of Mason. I know our emotions came, and it could be part of that low performance as well. We don't want to say that because that's not our character, but we were really sad with what happened on Mason. Things that the game brings, and then we have to deal with, especially at this time when we need him healthier. And then Mason was getting through his best moments in the club. Many things, many emotions for sure cross to our mind, and we don't blame the players. It's things that we should manage, but it's difficult indeed.
We'll go next to Michael Citro.
Oscar, thanks for your time. Despite the first half performance, you're still in the game, down only one in stoppage time of the first half. And then there's a play where Ivan has a chance to shepherd the ball out over the end line for a goal kick and gives it up and give up the second goal. It's not the first time we've seen this type of play this year, but obviously it hurt the team pretty badly in this situation. Is there something you'd like to see Ivan do differently in that situation, or something you would coach him up to do differently the next time this happens?
Right, for sure. There was a bunch of plays in the first half that we did not recognize ourselves, especially and the moments that we needed to defend way much better than that and make better decisions. It was disappointing for ourselves, and I say this is me taking that responsibility first, and but we address it in the half. I think our reaction changed it, and the way we approached the game, it was different. Second half was much more professional. In the first half, we just commit those mistakes that just put us in a very difficult position.
Next, we'll go to Mike Ramajo.
Thank you, Lucas. Profe, obviously not the result you guys were looking to get out tonight. It's funny how football is because, initially the team was struggling offensively, and it looks like you guys are able to now find those goals. But on the other side, defensively, it looks like the struggles are starting to creep up. I guess how do you kind of tackle that issue and to make sure the team is well balanced out for a complete 90 minutes?
Well, I don't know any other answer about that question. That working and training and recognizing first collectively, and that has to come from as a coaches and me just trying to set it trainings and sections and whatever they needs to be to get that better. And also just try to get better in the individual. Those plays that we saw in the first half, it shouldn't happen to us. It's the game was far from us, but it was in our blame. We should have been making better decisions than what we did.
Next, we have Chris Cuff in the room. Chris, you can go ahead.
Oscar, thank you for taking my question. First, I wanted to ask you, after that first half, the devastating injury to Mason, the 2 goals in the final minutes, what did you say to the boys in the locker room to get them back on point and back in focus?
Right. Well, the first thing is recognize that it was a half that we didn't want it to repeat ever, and with those errors and those mistakes that we made. And second, just recognize that we had time and we have a half, and that we have the spirit and we have the energy and the collective effort. It will bring us back to the game. I knew in those moments that our mind was more with Jason with Mason than with anybody else. We're trying to overcome that with the collective energy. Was our responsibility. Even playing for Mason and all what he represents to the club and to the group. And I was very proud to see how the group respond, despite of these challenges that we're getting through, and that unexpected injury and terrible injury. That I'm still say, I want to say this. I think the whether it's the FIFA or they need to get better at this ruling of just allow when the offside is very obvious. I think they need to flag the play. This is a very unnecessary play just to let it go, and then we can avoid a lot of injuries. And today it was a demonstration that we could do better, and the game we're rolling these things out. I think it happens in many other games that when it's very obvious, when the ball is and the guys in an offside, I don't know what is the necessity just to let it go. They need to flag it so we stop the game.
We'll go back to Michael Citro.
Oscar, you were able to get some important minutes for young guys. Obviously, Javi had to come on for Mason and get his first MLS minutes, and Giorgio played the whole second half and helped set up that first goal. Can you just give your thoughts on how those 2 young guys sort of acquitted themselves today?
I think that both of them lift ups, especially in that middle of the field. Gio, his personality and the way he interact with Cesar, and he glue us together. I think he did a very good job in the second half, helping us just to cover the spaces. And I know we are putting Nico there, but Nick was trying to do his best in positioning. But today, Gio just really pushes in the second half. It was very good, and Otero is showing that he's getting matured and he's getting much better. His leadership in the second team is outstanding, and today we see that in the goal.
Finally, we will wrap up with Austin David.
Oscar, obviously you had the highs of Chicago's win and now the lows of this game. How do you kind of recover quickly knowing that you play a midweek game on the road again on Wednesday?
The way we do it when we win, Austin, we need to work tomorrow. We need to get better. We need to prepare our game, our routines, and trying to be mentally healthy as well. Just trying to record our emotions and be prepared for the next match. I don't know any other way.